Right golfers, today's video is 5 simple tips that are going to stop that inside takeaway in your golf swing. So what are the main faults I see in someone's takeaway? Number 1, a lot of golfers get the face too open and roll it on the inside. Number 2, if you get the club head way on the inside, too deep, then quite often the arms can lift in the rest of the backswing. Equally, some golfers bring it inside, swing too flat, or maybe come out of posture as a result. There's lots and lots of things that can start from that inside takeaway. So a good takeaway can make life a lot easier for you in the rest of the swing. It's going to help you start to use your body well. It's going to help you get the club face in a good position. So a good takeaway is super, super key. It's something we see a lot of pros working on. We see a lot of pre-shot routines on the PGA Tour. We see a lot of top golfers doing Waggles, pre-shot routines, stop, check, working on positions in that first phase of the swing. So if the best golfers in the world are doing it, then there's a reason for it. So let's kick things off with what we don't want to happen. Number 1, we don't want to turn the body too much. We don't want to rotate a lot in the backswing. We want more of an upper body move and a shift into the right side. So the best players in the world do shift slightly into the right side at the start of the swing. Number 2, we want some element of wrist hinge. We do want to sort of set the wrist slightly, because if we don't, that's when the club can start to move on the inside. Number 3, we don't want too much rotation of the forearms, because that can bring the club on the inside, and that can also get that face quite open. So if we just do lots of rotation here, face opens up, club head moves behind the hands. So let's cover some of the best drills to cover all of these points. How do we get a good solid takeaway? And what are the key points that we're trying to hit? The takeaway can just be described as the first part of the swing. In the P system, that is position 2. When that golf club is parallel with the ground, what do we want to see? Number 1, we want to see the club face, the leading edge, matching up with the spine angle. And then number 2, if we think of the club head, we want it roughly in line with the hands, or slightly in front. We don't want it too far behind, and we definitely obviously don't want the face too open. So those are the things that we want to see. These drills are really going to help you do that. So drill number 1, grab a second golf ball from your golf bag, and what we're going to do is we're going to set up to the golf ball we're about to hit and place a golf ball behind the club head. Aim of the game here is to try and roll that ball straight back and not to roll the ball excessively on the inside. So we've got a normal setup. Place that golf ball behind the club head. What you can do if you're on the driving range, you can place a basket just behind you, or place another golf ball behind you as a guide to try and push that towards it. With that setup, golf ball's going straight back, not on the inside. It's a really simple drill. You can do that anywhere you like. You can do it on the golf course, you can do it on the driving range. All you need is a second ball, and you get the feedback from where the ball rolls. So a lot of golfers, when they are taking the golf club away, are twisting this wheel to the right. That gets excessive face rotation. That gets the club head working on the inside. What I want you to do is feel that if you had that steering wheel, that you're actually twisting it. And this is a slight exaggeration, but feel like you're twisting it the other way. So you're going to feel like you twist the wheel to the left. As you're swinging back, twist it to the left. As you're swinging back, twist it to the left. Grab a golf club, imagine you've got that steering wheel, twist it to the left, don't twist it to the right. And that's a really good way to try and get your wrist angles set really nice to get that club face in a good position. So get a feeling from that steering wheel, feel like you're twisting it to the left, keep that club in front, keep that club face in a good position. That's really going to help your takeaway position. Should help your club face, should help your ball striking. Really, really good. So again, this way, not this way, this way, this way, not this way. Number 3, and if you're at home and you want to work on your takeaway, all you need is a cane, an alignment stick, anything that you've got that's just another stick in the house. Place it in our left hand, in between your fingers and the grip, and we're ready to go. From there, we are going to place that cane on the left hip, and we want to try and keep it there for as long as we can, especially when we're just making these practice swings, thinking about takeaway. And just keeping that stick on there is going to allow you to feel the upper body moving without the wrists rotating too much. So it'll stop any huge separation where the arms are going and the body isn't. It's going to get things a bit more in sync. And also, if you think of a shape, down your arms and down the golf club form a Y shape. It helps you maintain that Y shape, and you're not going to lose that Y too quickly. So from there, keeping that cane on the left hip allows that club head to stay in front. Might start to slide down the leg a little bit because we are going to have some amount of wrist set, some amount of wrist hinge. So if it does slide down the leg slightly, that is not a bad thing. Again, get the feeling for that. That drill creates that feel. You can then work on that feel. Keep that Y shape, keep that takeaway in a really good spot. And start to hit some really, really nice shots whilst improving your takeaway. Drill number 4, so we've got a golf club face magnet here. Honestly, for under $10, £10, these are brilliant. It's worth having one in your bag. Anytime you want to work on club face, takeaway, different things, really good tool. Or a tennis racket, something at home. So with the tennis racket, what we want to do is when you're making that takeaway, we want the racket or the strings to point down towards the floor. We want it to be this way. We don't want it to be this way. We definitely don't want it to be that way too much. We want it to be more down to the floor than up to the sky. So racket points at the target, bottom of the racket points towards the floor. We don't want the bottom of the racket pointing towards the sky too much. Similar idea with the club face magnet. If we stick that on, dead simple. Magnet points towards the ball. When you swing back, we want the magnet to point down and in front. Again, we don't want the loft of the face pointing up to the sky, and we don't want the club head too far on the inside. So, loft of the club points down and in front of you. Work on those feels, focus on that loft, focus on that face pointing down and forward. Get that face in a good position. And it's just another way of feeling a really good takeaway. The whole point in this video is not to do all of them at the exact same time. The point is, if you're struggling with your takeaway, try out all these different drills, different feels, find out one or two that works best for you, and then continually, consistently work on them until that takeaway gets better. And then number 5, we're out with a cane, we're out with an alignment stick again. One of my favourites. Anytime you're practicing, you should always be putting something down as a reference point and making sure you're getting consistent with setup. So if you've got one of your canes or your golf club down, if you're someone who practices with one down on your foot line, your toe line, then what we can do is we can just nudge this down ever so slightly. And from there, at position 2 in this takeaway, we want this club shaft to line up with the stick on the floor. And again, that's going to give you that visual of this being a no-go zone at the start of the backswing. The club head should really only move into that point behind that stick once you really start to wind up. So again, that's a really good repetition you can do. Match the stick, behind the stick. Match the stick, behind the stick. Match the stick, behind the stick, and hit. The great thing I like about this drill is it's super simple. All you're trying is to get your club to match that stick. So, set up, match the stick, turn behind the stick, and then we're just going to hit from there. Match it, turn, and hit. If you found this video useful so far, please do consider clicking that like button, subscribing to the channel by clicking that big red button, and even click that notification bell so you're first to know about all new uploads to the channel. So there you have it, 5 super simple tips. You should now have a great understanding of what you don't want to see in your takeaway, key positions that you are looking for, and a lot of different feels and drills, keeping it simple to start getting consistent in that first part of your swing. If there are any golf tips that you would like to see, do not forget, make sure you comment down below the golf tips you would like to see, what you're struggling with, because a lot of the videos on the channel are powered by you, the viewer. So whatever you need help with, comment down below what's causing some problems with your game, and we'll get a video out as soon as we possibly can. If you'd like any extra help with your game, check out the description link below, where there's a skillist link, which you'll see just here on the screen, where you can send me some videos of your golf swing and I'll give you a free initial golf swing analysis. So check out that description link below, send some videos, comment below the golf tips that you would like to see, and I'll see you next time.